Saturday night was a historic night for Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling, but much like the case with every event in history, it is marred with controversy, and Saturday night was no exception, as former WWE superstar Jack Swagger shocked the world and captured the PPW Heavyweight Championship from the Green Machine Mike Orlando. We're going to hear from TJ Masters, the commissioner, and we're going to hear from the man in charge, PPW senior official, Mr. Jeff Carden, and that's coming up next.
Hi there, PPW senior official Jeff Carden here. I've been asked to give my opinion on the Mike Orlando, Jack Swagger controversy at PPW We the People. And I don't think controversy is the right word to describe it. Everybody knows Mike and I have had our differences, so controversy is a word that I'm accustomed to working with him. Now, I've seen the video on YouTube. I didn't really have to see it though, because I was in the ring. If you pan that video out a little bit, I was in the ring to the left. I got knocked out by Mike by accident. And by the way, Mike, you are a heavy dude. So I had perfect view of both our second referee, Chris, who did a phenomenal job. Chris came in, Swagger's shoulders were down, so counting was the right call. Now, also, I did have perfect view of Mike tapping at 2.5. So, since that tap was before the 3 count, that decision is final, and that's all there is to say about it. I did expect the outcome of the ending to go a little different with Mike. I thought he might go crazy and start super kicking everybody or whatever, me especially, but he didn't, and that was strange. So regardless, Jack Swagger is our PPW heavyweight champion, and I do look forward to officiating the rematch whenever Mike chooses to have it.
Senior official Jeff Carden has declared Mike Orlando countdown.
Me and Mike Orlando, prior to the match, had a gentleman's agreement. I told him I wouldn't interfere in his match. He told me that there'd be no funny business during the match. It'd be a straight up match. He had something to prove, and I believed him. That match, hands down, the best match I've ever seen at PPW. And probably one of the best matches I've ever watched in any wrestling business, period. With that being said, that match was awesome. It had the crowd hot. It had everything it needed to be. Both men showed up. The Green Machine, the Elite Athlete, Jack Swagger, both showed up and put on a hell of a show. With that being said, at the end of the match, Jeff, the ref, gets knocked out. New ref, Chris, comes out. Chris is here. He's counting the 3 count, as it looks like Jack still has the ankle lock applied to Mike. Mike has Jack's shoulders down. He's counting 1, 2, 2.5. Jeff is up at this point, and Jeff sees that Mike taps at 2.5. At this point, Chris continues the count, rings the bell. Jeff takes the belt and hands it to Swagger. Mike taps out prior to the 3 count finishing, so the senior official actually made the correct call. And we're not even going to think about the fact that he's a senior official, but it was the correct call made by an official. On top of that, I support it 150%. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go back to 2 things. Elliot came out and tried to get Mike to do some cheating, or whatever you want to call it, to get Mike to do something with a chair or whatever. Mike wasn't having it. And that is the guy that I brought into PPW. The guy that just wants to prove that he belongs. So with that being said, I support Jack. I respect Mike. Mike, you name the time and the place. You have your rematch.